Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Three Borders Sports Network and Red River Communications Cable Channel 125 for those of you tuning in on that. And also welcome to everybody listening and watching the big screens here at the City Brew. We are the Three Borders Sports Network, Giants Coaches Show, and it's powered by Red River Communications. We want to welcome everybody. And here we are, our first one of the 2023 season, bud.
And bright lights now.
Bright lights. It shows my gray hair better, so thanks a lot for doing that. Appreciate that, Brian. Yeah, we bought some more new equipment, and we're going to be playing with that here through the first couple weeks of 2023, and looking forward to it. And we got a busy schedule, man. I look at the schedule, and it's quite busy for the next 2 months. And we'll talk to Coach Ralph about that and all the coaches, to be honest with you, here about how busy it's gotten here with all the weather that we've had. But there's a lot of stuff coming up in the next couple
Yeah, there's
weeks.
some games that were canceled that are going to get kind of stacked in there. So we have one that we're making up here on Friday. So I know Breck had another cancellation on Tuesday.
Yep.
So they're just going to kind of all bunch together, and you guys are going to be busy.
We are going to be busy, and Raleigh's going to be busy. And tomorrow night, you and I are going to be over in Breckenridge. We're going to do some cowgirl basketball. Yeah. So we'll do some cowgirl basketball tomorrow night, and then on Friday we got a doubleheader here, and the boys, the Breckenridge Cowboys, will be hosting Esco, Minnesota, and you and I will be doing the Lady Husky. Well, I'll be doing the Lady Husky.
You'll be doing. I'll be busy.
We might have a special guest that'll be helping me. He was here earlier this evening, and he might come up and do the color for me.
As long as he knows that he's not getting paid.
I never talked to him about pay.
As long as he knows that he's not getting paid.
He gets as much as we do then.
Exactly. So he gets nothing.
All right. Again, welcome everybody to the Giants Coaches Show, powered by Red River Communications, and also brought to you by the City Brew. The City Brew's got some fun stuff coming up here in January. Trivia starting back up on Tuesday, January 17th with General Knowledge. General Knowledge. You can handle that?
I could handle general knowledge. I could also handle like 80s TV trivia, movie trivia, anything in the 80s.
I saw classic commercial trivia coming up.
I can handle that.
Yeah, I could do that.
I'm old.
Live music on Thursday the 12th with Zach Thomas. Dueling Pianos on February 14th. Tickets are linked to their Facebook page, and dinner is included. And then something both you guys probably should be attending is Purse Bingo on the 28th.
Anytime I can get a free gift, I'm happy. Well, my wife is happy, I should say.
Okay. All right, let's get to business.
Okay.
All right, we're joined now by head coach of the boys Huskies basketball squad, none other than Jeff Ralph. Happy New Year, Jeff, and thanks for coming in.
Yeah. Happy New Year. Does he have a purse? He probably has a purse.
I would say he probably does.
A man purse? Is that what you're trying to say?
I would, and I'm sure it's not something that you buy at the 10-cent store. It's something that's pretty high class.
What are you trying to say?
A Gucci or something.
No, come on. I can't. I'm a basketball coach.
Kors or something. It says Kors.
Kors, yeah, Michael Kors, yeah.
At least he knows that. I'm pretty impressed by that.
What do you mean?
I'm pretty impressed that he knows
Calvin
Michael
Klein?
Kors.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
Calvin Klein, that's an easy guess.
I just have a backpack.
Yeah.
All right, head coach of the Husky boys basketball squad, Jeff Ralph, joining us here. And Jeff, again, Happy New Year, and thanks for coming in. And the Huskies came in to last night's game against Cheyenne, 2-2, and you come out of it 3-2. So congratulations on the win last night, and a couple of outstanding players and things that happened here for you. But just talk about the win in general, how big it was.
You know, I think number one is after really kind of playing poorly for 2 weeks, up at Central before Christmas, and then Devil's Lake on Friday, where we just didn't play well. We didn't move the ball. We didn't defend great. For us to come out like we did at the start of the game last night, opening tip, and I don't know if it was 13-3 or something, the run to start the game.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Right there is like, all right, this is our team. This is the team that we've been waiting to see, and we've seen flashes of it. And we saw the final 8 minutes against Valley. We really played well. Up at Horace, with the style they played, we scored 96 points, and then, the next two games we couldn't even combine for 96. Right. I don't think so. For us to come out with that burst at the beginning, and Ethan was the best player on the floor last night. He was the most dominant player on the floor. He was attacking the basket, and right from the opening tip, just going hard to the hoop and getting fouled and getting making the basket. But his aggression going to the rim is really something that we're going to have every night out if we're going to be successful, because we need that scoring inside. We need him to rebound like he has been. Last night was one of his worse rebounding nights with only 11.
Yeah, only.
But I mean, his whole game was there last night. Just a couple, violent plays going to the rim, and that dunk at the end of the game where he just attacked the rim and scored. And then, I think really a message sent with that block shot, and they end up calling a foul on him. But
Yeah.
I think he jumped over the kid, and the kid got scared and laid down.
I think that's kind of what happened.
But he swatted that thing about 4 rows deep in the bleachers, and,
Yep.
and I think that showed the aggression that he had, and we need that from Ethan. We need that play, and what a night for him. 30 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. He had 2 blocks. He had a steal. He was fantastic last night, and it was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, it was. And I, as an announcer guy, used the cliche, and I told you this before we came on air, that I said that he was a man amongst boys in those first 7 or 8 minutes. He had 13 of the first 15 points, I think, for you, and he was just, as you used the term, aggressive. He was very aggressive in the paint last night, and that's what you need to see out of him.
Well, and it wasn't like he's playing against a 6'2" guy either.
Right.
That Bryce
exactly.
Kane is
6'8",
6'8", and he's probably close to 300 pounds. He's a big dude, eats up a lot of area, and then the Oneman kid is 6'8", also inside. So it wasn't like he was just playing against little guys. There were some big dudes on the floor, and Ethan was the biggest dude of all last night. His play last night is the play that if we see that every night, we're going to be in every basketball game this year. And, credit to him for doing that. I think in the post it's kind of tough. He moves around, but it's tough for a post guy, I think, to get 30. And the way he played last night, I think is a message sent to the EDC that we better be watching out for Ethan Manna.
Yeah, and I don't think he didn't have any three-point shots out of that 30 points, and he just had a few free throws, I think.
Yeah,
and so it
last
was all.
night was probably his low night with only being 2 for 4 from the free throw line. He shot 15 free throws the other night against Devil's Lake. So, I think he was just finishing and wasn't getting fouled, just blowing by those guys. And, just a great game. But, and Caden Hockert had 23.
Yep, he's on my list.
4 rebounds. Just a good shooting night. He had 5 threes last night. It's kind of nice to see him break out a little bit and knock down some threes and not settle either. We've talked to him about, you're settling for threes. And I think the play that opened his eyes was in the second half when we had a play call and got it to him, and we told him there's going to be a straight line drive to the rim for you because everybody's going to be up on Ethan and Jade, and they were, and he took one dribble right to the rim and scored, and that's a step for him that he has to get back to doing that. Last year he was one of the leaders in the EDC in free throw shooting, not only percentage made but percentage shot or the number of free throws shot, and we need to get him back to the free throw line. He only shot 2 last night, but I think we saw him not just settling for threes where he was attacking the rim. Just a fantastic night with 23 points. He struggled a little bit shooting the ball the last couple of weeks. And,
I was glad to see him get
broke
those 3
out last
points.
night. And then I really think, after all that being said, Jaden King's play was really a spark for what we did last night. Those 2 steals late in the second half where we got those 2 picks out on the top, and he went the length and scored in traffic with contact. And we've had a couple of weeks where he wasn't scoring with not in traffic with no contact. So I think we saw that from him, and that was big. Just from I think for Jaden's standpoint that he's got some confidence back. I thought Clutie played really well. Jackson was strong inside, had a couple nice finishes and got smacked pretty hard there at the end.
Yeah, got something on the chin, I think.
But, he really, I thought, really played one of his best games this year. And, you look at the stat sheet, he had 5 points, but he had 8 rebounds. And what a big night for him that way. And that's what we need him to do. It'd be nice if he'd get 15, but we need him to get the 5 points and the 8 boards he had.
Yep.
And, Ted's 2 free throws off the bench were huge. Coach Caveney and I are arguing on the sideline. I'm like, no, we're not going with Ted. He hasn't been in. He's cold, and Coach Ted's the guy because he makes them in practice. And when we do our our free throw shooting, free throw block out, or press breaker stuff off a free throw, we put Ted there because he makes them, and he came in and swished both of them. And
That was big.
it was those were two huge free throws at that point.
Yeah, that's when Jackson went out with the injury,
Yep.
and he was fouled in the act of shooting, and there he had 2 free throws, and you brought Ted in, and I said he hadn't played at all in the first half, and he's coming in cold, and those are pressure free throws, and the young man nailed them. So good for you, Ted.
And the other guy, I think, Caden Kappas.
Yeah.
He gets 2 points, 2 big free throws at the end, but for all the pressure he faced last night, no turnovers, he had 5 assists. I mean, and throw the ball to Ethan, let Ethan go score and just get out of the way. And I mean, Caden did that. Caden got us in our offense, got us into everything we needed, and I think he was a little disappointed that he didn't score more, but looking back on the game, he had a great game, a great floor game, end to end. I think he probably played. We have him here for 35 minutes. I think we got him out for 2 minutes, not just one. So, I mean, he gave everything he had, and it wasn't scoring. We didn't need him to score last night. And
he had
a great game for him.
He had a tough assignment as far as defensively too. He had to guard Angau. He had 5 threes. That's all he had was 5 threes. Yep. But again, for Caden, it's a guy that's a couple 3-4 inches taller than him, and again, a tough assignment.
Yeah, you go back to Devil's Lake with the kid he had to guard there, the 6'5" kid, and I mean that's kind of his thing. And I was just pleased with him, how he played and how he was just solid for us. The no turnovers thing, and that's been a point of emphasis for us. I think we had 10 turnovers total. We've been turning it over 17 to 20 times every game, and to have 10 last night with the pressure they gave us, all the credit goes to all the boys, but especially Caden with the ball in his hands all the time.
One of the other interesting stats that I saw, and I don't know what your stats say there, but you had 41% from the 3-point line and 41% from the field goal line too, for 2-point land.
Yeah, that's as good as we've shot it for
That's
a while.
pretty good. I was very happy to see that. So that was good. One of the other things I want you to just comment on, Coach, you outscored Cheyenne by 4 points in each half, respectively, but you did have that 15-point lead with about 6 minutes to go, and then all of a sudden Angel starts hitting that 3-point shot, and they fought back.
Yeah, at the end of the first half, I think they probably went in the locker room saying, way to end the first half. Good job, because we kind of opened it up there a little bit. Mm-hmm. But I think we saw it was deep threes, and it wasn't that we weren't in position. It wasn't that we weren't guarding them. It was just they were so deep.
Right.
And I told the boys that at half. I said they ended the half pretty good, but I feel good about where we're at just because of how we guarded and how we made them take some really, really tough shots. And they, I think they're known for making threes. They have, the kid that plays at Science, Caleb Larson, shoots them from half court, and thankfully he's not playing for them anymore. But they have some kids that can make threes, and
their JV squad could hit threes.
Yeah, they hit a ton of them too. Yeah. So I really was not worried at halftime. I really felt like we were in control of the game. We did the things we had to do, and I think we were, as a smaller team, I think we dominated the paint, and to me that's just huge.
All right, so let's take a look. Anything else you want to add on the game here for Cheyenne?
No, 71% from the free throw line. That's what we need to do if we're going to win ball games. And I think I said it after the game. I told the boys that was a great team win. Okay, everybody. Ethan had 30, Caden had 23. It was a team win. Even
absolutely was.
Ted's 2 minutes that he played were very important. Riley Timian. Started, got 2 fouls right away, but he had the first 3 rebounds of the game. Mm-hmm. And that's from a guard position. So, everybody that played contributed, and that's big for us. That
was huge. And, all right, so now we got the win. We're 3-2 in the EDC. Friday night, you travel up to Shanley. And what are you looking for out of Shanley here? They're 1-5 right now in the EDC.
They're scary. Connor Kraft is a 6'5", 6'6", 6'8", whatever he is out on the perimeter. Will shoot a 3, drive to the basket and score, post up, and I think present some of the problems that Devils Lake presented to us. Then they got the Hakeem kid who hangs around the basket, another 6'5", athletic kid. They haven't shot it real well, so I think that's something we hope that will continue for them. Yeah. But that they have 2 kids that are pretty good weapons, and 2 kids that kind of match up with our guys, with Jaden and Ethan. So it'll be a battle of who can dominate the paint. And then hopefully, I think our shooters have shot a little better than they have. Hopefully we shoot it good up there and we can get out of there with a win. Going to Shanley and winning on the road in the EDC is tough.
Yeah.
But, I feel like our kids are, even with our kind of muddling through those 2 games, I really felt like we're just one little burst away from playing well, and we did that last night, and we got to do it on Friday.
Got to do it again on Friday. All right, B-Dub, you got anything else for Coach here before we let him go?
No, just kind of nice to get what you expected out of your team. We had a conversation before we left and went on the road, and I kind of asked, I said, well, can you beat them? He goes, well, he makes shots.
Yep.
I mean, and he,
And 41% did it.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, if you can get what you expect out of your team, yeah, you can win some games.
Yeah, and I really think that was the whole thing. The scoring the basketball led to better defense and led to our rebounding and led to us getting in transition. We had transition, Caden Hockert driving the rim, and they come stop, and he throws it up, and Ethan slams her home on an
Finds it
alley-oop.
right back.
I mean,
Yep.
Cheyenne does that to us. We don't do that to Cheyenne.
Right.
So,
First time since 2016 I saw in the paper. in
yeah,
Daily News,
we opened up in 2015, their first year in the EDC. We split with them. They actually kind of upset us the last game of the year. We had our point guard, Carson Zarek, twisted his ankle, didn't play, and we ended up they beat us, I think, the last game of the year. And then we split to the next year, the regular season games, and then they got us in the play-in game, and then we haven't beat them since. So it was early 2016 the last time we beat them.
Yeah, nice to be on the other side of that.
Yep.
For
It
sure.
sure
Yep.
is. All right, Coach, good luck on Friday night against Shanley, and
You bet.
have a safe trip up
Thank
there.
you.
Have a good rest of the week, and we'll see you next week here at the Coaches Show. We got a lot of coaches lined up tonight. We got Ryan Brandt coming up. We got James Bass of the BW Blades hockey team. We got Mackenzie Broadland will be here too as well. Austin Emdeck will be here, and Jordan Christensen will be here, and we'll talk some Breckenridge basketball after the 8 o'clock hour. But right now we're going to take a break, and we'll have Ryan Brandt coming up with the BW wrestling team coming up next right here on Three Borders Sports Network.
Tanner Swanson. He's been beating kids that are ranked in the state, and Weston's been also upsetting some kids ranked in the state. And then, so that was going to be a really good matchup, and Weston actually ended up pinning him in the first period. He hit his fireman's on him, and I think he ended up maybe hitting him in the mouth as he went in on accident because the kid just grabbed his face and went right to his back. So, but then Henry Slidell also, he's wrestling with a fractured finger right now for us, and, he's tough. He's one of the hardest working and toughest kids we have in the room right now. And you can see every time a kid grabs his finger, he just winces in pain, but he just keeps going forward with it. And then, we had Carson Van Epps, who we had wrestle. He's a first-year kid for us, but, we're just throwing him out there against kids we think he'll get good matches against right now in varsity. Otherwise, he's wrestling JV for us mainly.
Okay. And you'd mentioned earlier here just before you started the results of that one, Coach, about how you wanted some of the younger players to get more experience. You had 8 wrestlers, I think you set up on the varsity squad. Talk about those younger guys a little bit, about how the experience is going to help them in the future.
Yeah,
for the varsity.
Yeah, so we have, and it kind of builds into what we're doing this weekend with them too. We have probably, I would say, 6 to 8 guys that I'm confident and comfortable with throwing out on varsity right now. And then we have another 16 kids who are strictly JV junior high kids, who are first-year kids or maybe second-year kids. But I'm not comfortable putting them out there in varsity because they're not going to get the experience they need. So sometimes, we go to these tournaments and we only enter in 5 or 6 kids on varsity, and it looks bad, but then we enter 12 kids in on JV at weights that we could put them in on varsity. But they're getting better matches on JV. They're getting more confidence down there. It might be that we're trying to get them to be more offensive for us. Looking at it, it doesn't pay to send them out there, get pinned in 30 seconds, and then come off the mat for us.
So what you're trying to do, and I'm just trying to explain it for the folks at home, what you're trying to do is get these guys some experience instead of bringing them to that varsity level, or they might face somebody that's already seated at a higher level at state. You want them to get that experience so that in the next year or two, they're coming up there with a little more experience and ready to go.
Yeah, that's what essentially this season has kind of turned into. It's kind of our rebuild this year. We're trying to get as much mat time as possible. So if that means putting them on JV so they can get 4 matches compared to 2 on varsity, that's what we're going to do for them.
And that makes sense. I mean, I'm sure that some of the boys are probably happy with that too. I would think that they say, yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah. I mean, there's some kids who are like, I would rather wrestle varsity, but then we're like, we want you to get better. Like, putting you on varsity is not going to help you right now.
Yeah, sometimes I'm sure it's tough for the player to understand and the wrestler to understand that, but it's the best for them.
Yep.
All right, Coach, and then as you mentioned here, coming up now, you got another weekend tournament. You're traveling out to Bismarck, I believe, and the Rotary tournament out there. So talk about that one a little bit. What you think you're going to see out there and who you're going to wrestle against.
Yeah. So the Rotary, I like to say, is probably the hardest tournament that we go to in the year. It's harder than state for us. We get 2 of the top teams out of Montana and Sydney and Glasgow. We get 2 of the top teams out of South Dakota, which is Rapid City Central and Stevens.
Oh, wow.
And Watertown is even tough. They come up there. And then we get almost every Class A school that comes there, and even some of the tougher Class B schools come out there as well that are out west or whatever. So it's a pretty much juiced up state tournament for us when we go out there. So I like looking at it as it's a good measuring stick for us to see where we're at right away in the middle part of the year. And it gives us a good look at some of those West schools that this is about the only time we see them before state. So it's good to go out there, watch them, see what they do. That way when we get to state, we're not just kind of going in blind against them. And like this weekend, we're sending 4 kids out on varsity, and then we have 9 that are wrestling JV for us this weekend.
All right.
And the 4 on varsity, it didn't. We kind of valued that it wasn't going to value them to go on JV, so that's why we're going to keep them on varsity. And the ones that were in JV, there's a multitude of reasons why we have them there. If they put them on varsity, they might only get 2 matches. They'll get 4 for sure on JV. So, that's beneficial to us. Also, they match them up by years of experience. So you have like beginner, or novice, and experienced categories that you can put your wrestlers in.
That's good.
So even like some of our guys that do wrestle varsity, I can put them in that experienced category, and they're going to get guys that maybe aren't quite the varsity level, but they are very good JV kids as well.
Sure.
So it's going to be a good tournament for us. I'm happy that we're going to go to it. I think the kids are happy to go out there. It's usually a pretty good feel for us, and yeah.
Good. You're going to leave Friday morning for that?
Thursday, tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, so that tournament is Friday and Saturday
Yep.
in Bismarck.
Yep.
Okay. All right, the other thing I want to just quick ask you, Coach, here before we move on, but with that, I hate to use the word layoff because you've been practicing and stuff. Is everybody pretty healthy, though, coming into this, other than the fractured finger?
Yeah, Henry's actually one of the ones that's not wrestling this weekend. He's on a family trip this weekend, so he's actually not going with us. But it was funny today at practice. I was talking to Coach Ernson, and I was like, you figure we were on a layoff, our guys would be healthy. And I'm looking around the room, we got 5 or 6 guys that are kind of limping around and are banged up. We have Coleman's got a hurt rib right now. Miles has a hurt back right now. We have a couple kids who have been sick Weston's been sick for the last month. Yeah. So we have kids that, I would have thought we were going to come back healthy, but we're kind of coming back still kind of sick and banged up. But, I think that kind of takes the part of it, I guess. But
Yep, and I know that's something that Coach Watson can relate to, too. He's been missing a player or two here to some illness and having some trouble with that kind of stuff, too. So you understand that.
Tough to manage sometimes. You expect them to be there, and then when they're not, you have to try and fill some people in, and they can do the best that you can. But sometimes it can be beneficial later on in the season when you have to throw someone in there who you're not expecting to throw in there. They get a little experience, and then it helps you down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right, Coach. Good luck out in Bismarck this weekend, and wish you guys all the best.
Thank you.
And safe travels.
Yeah. Last
I think
year
we're going to be all right. Yeah,
I think we'll be above 0 this year, so that'll be nice.
That'll be good. All right, Coach Ryan Brandt, head coach of the BW Storm wrestling team, and we'll be right back with James Bass, the BW Blades boys hockey coach, coming up next right here on Three Borders Sports Network. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
It feels like you're at a bigger university. Right now I won't have any debt, and I might even gain a little extra money through scholarships. There's so many job opportunities. My name is Emily, and I'm here for my future.
Insurance is an important safety net for your family, your home, and your business. Carlson Family Insurance Agency is your local auto owner's insurance provider. At Carlson Family Insurance, they work for their clients, not the companies. Customer service and satisfaction is their /1 goal. Give Carlson Family Insurance a call for all of your personal, farm, business, and crop insurance needs. 701-672-6002 or at cfiagency.com. Carlson Family Insurance, your auto owner's insurance agent.
Have you ever considered chiropractic for your family? Dr. Andrea and the staff at Hornstein Family Chiropractic love to see families. With 16 years of experience seeing brand new babies, pregnant women, toddlers, teens, athletes, she cares for your family like it's her family. Join Hornstein Family Chiropractic at 715 Dakota Avenue in Wahpeton, and we will help your family grow up healthy. Call 701-672-1300 for the next soonest available appointment, because at Hornstein Family Chiropractic is a family affair.
Thank you, we serve nearly 1,500 square miles across North Dakota and Minnesota, or that we've been around for over 60 years. How about that we've got 3,000 miles of fiber optics powering one of the best networks in the region? The best part? We're a cooperative. That means we're continually reinvesting in our communities to make them better than ever. We are Red River Communications. We've been recognized as a leader for helping our communities be great places to live and work. To find out how we're helping connect our communities, visit redrivercom.com/connect.
That's why we pay Brian the big bucks.
I don't know if I call it big bucks.
No, I don't think I would either. But welcome
I
back.
guess
to
three is good.
Three Borders Sports Network, Giants Coaches Show, brought to you by Giants Seeds and Snacks, and powered by Red River Communications, and brought to you by the City Brew. We're sitting high above the City Brew, and just a quick mention, there's trivia starting back up on January 17th. That's a Tuesday with General Knowledge, and on Thursday, the 12th of January, they got live music with Zach Thomas. And then on February 14th, dueling pianos on Valentine's Day. Tickets are linked on their Facebook page, and dinner is included. And Purse bingo for Brian will be on the 28th of January.
I'm there.
All right. We are now joined by head coach of the assistant coach of the BW Blades boys hockey team. That is James Bass. James, thanks for joining us again.
Yeah, Happy New Year, guys.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you. We didn't scare you off the first time you came in this year, huh? So we appreciate you coming back. All right, since we last met, you had a game that was postponed. Our last coaches show, anyway, was the 14th of December. You had something that was a game that was postponed against Worthington.
Yep.
And but then you went down to the cities area in Blaine, I think it was, and you had a tournament down there and played a couple of. Well, you played Marshall and Pine City, and against Marshall you lost. But again, I'm impressed with what I'm seeing defensively here for the Blades.
Yeah, Andrew Wituski played a huge game for us in that game, and we're just not generating much offense in front of him. He's playing well enough that we should be having really tight games, but we've just been having trouble getting up ice. We just don't have much offensive firepower this year, and it's tough for the guys, but they're playing their hearts out.
Yeah, the defense has been showing up all year long here, the way it looks for you, and again, Wituski doing a good job in the net, and the boys are going to get that one to fall here pretty soon, aren't they?
Yep.
I think
Got to keep working.
Just keep working at it. Again, you played 2 games down there. You played against Marshall, lost 5-0, and then Pine City was a 4-0 loss on Tuesday and Wednesday, the 27th and 28th, respectively.
Yep, and we also had JV games.
Oh, did you?
Yep, there's a JV varsity tournament. There's also junior gold. So a lot of hockey going on at the rinks.
Both
And
those 2 days?
Yep.
How'd the JV do then?
JV did well.
Okay.
Lost in the first day to St. Paul Academy, and then second day had a 1-goal game. Ended up out shooting our opponents. Played really hard. The guys played with a lot of fire and intensity, and that was good to see.
Good. That's good that the JV guys are getting some positivity too as well.
Definitely.
All right. So then coming up on this, let's see, Tuesday you played Park Rapids. All right. Let's talk about that one a little bit. Fell to Park Rapids 6-0.
Yep. Started slow. Went down 3-0 after the first period. Second period came out strong. We were skating with them, getting up ice, getting some looks. And then third period, we came out feeling like we had a chance. And they just buried the first one, and we couldn't really get our feet underneath us.
Yeah, it's tough when and I don't know if I'm explaining this right, because I played hockey when I was a little kid, but I haven't played since, and that wasn't even organized hockey. That was just street hockey, if you will. But it's probably tough when you start getting down, and then you just got to try and fight back on the ice. And then when they bury that one in the first minute or two of the third period,
Yep.
that gets to be tough.
Yeah, and just knowing that you have a team that doesn't have a lot of scoring power, that really adds to the psychological element when the other team scores first. Because you just know that it means a lot to get on the board. And then, since you've said we've played well defensively, which is true, we're locking up the D zone pretty well.
Yep.
So if we can get on the board, then we're good. But
Yep.
it's just we got to get that first goal.
Got to get there. All right, and then coming up, I think tomorrow night you play Morris Benson, and I think that one's at home.
Yep.
Yeah, it's at home. So you got a
Home
home
section
game,
game.
home game tomorrow night at 7:00 at the arena. And healthy going into it. How's everybody looking here through the Christmas holiday?
We've had pretty good luck with health this year. With low numbers, you need that. January is going to be a slog. I think we have 11 games total. So yeah, we got to keep guys healthy. It's going to be 3 games next week, 2 games at the minimum every week.
Wow, that's a lot of hockey.
Yep.
And when you have the guys doing that, I was going to ask about illness too. Is everybody? I mean, I know there's a bug going around right now with everybody. And have you guys been hit by the cold flu bug yet?
We have not yet. Fingers crossed.
No, there you go, Brian. That's Brian's been hit with it here on his team, but so far so good, I guess.
We got them all back now. So
All right, that's good.
We had stuff early in the season.
Yeah.
Late November. It seemed like we had a lot of stuff going around, but since then we've been okay. So
That's good. All right, so you got 11 games coming up here this month, you said?
Yep.
It's I didn't print off the rest of the schedule. Is there a lot of them going out there that's quite a ways out?
So
You
next
need
week,
a lot of travel?
not too much other than next week. Next
Okay.
week we go up to Prairie Center,
Okay.
Sauk Center area, and
Yep.
then we have an overnight trip to Howlock, way up north, and then to Bagley. And then after that we have quite a few home games. So that'll be nice for the
That'll
guys.
be good, yep. And then taking a look again at Morris coming in tomorrow. They're coming in with a 3-6 record. They're in the section. They're 1-2, but I think that's also a section game for you too
Yep.
as well,
Yep,
correct?
6A.
So I'd say the BW Blade boys hockey team is looking good for tomorrow night.
I think so. Should be a fun game. Hopefully, get a good crowd.
Yeah.
Big section opponent for us.
So get over there to Stern Arena and catch the boys hockey team, and Brian and I will be over in Breckenridge. Otherwise, we might be there too as well, but we'll be over there. But good luck to you and the boys.
Thank you.
All right, coming up next here, we've got Mackenzie Broadland, I think, is going to be somewhere down there. Yep, there she is. And we want to thank James Bass, assistant coach here for the Blades boys hockey team. And we'll be right back with Mackenzie right after this.
Red River Human Services Foundation provides services to people with disabilities, which enhances their quality of lives and enable them to live, work, and develop relationships in their communities. Red River Human Services Foundation has multiple direct support professional positions available in their Wahpeton, Fargo, and West Fargo locations. Job opportunities include flexible scheduling, competitive wages, on-site paid training, and life experience. Voted #1 place to work for the past 5 years, join their team and apply online at www.rrhsf.org. Red River Human Services Foundation supports all local area sports activities and wishes everyone the best of luck.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain never changes. Red River Grain works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers, drying, cleaning, and marketing your grain to attain the highest possible profit for you. Red River Grain has been saving farmers for years, rewarding them with reasonable prices on purchases and fair deals when they sell. Talk to Kelly or Brad about the many services they offer. Red River Grain in Breckenridge. Call 643-3738.
Every bank wants you to open an account.
Sign up.
Then along come sneaky fees. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Exactly why you should compare your bank to Bell Bank. At Bell, we don't nickel and dime you with fees on things like checking accounts and ATMs. If you hate sneaky fees, switch to a bank you'll love. And give sneaky fees the boot. Bell Bank.
Three Rivers Crisis Center is offering support to survivors of domestic violence, sexual violence, and child abuse in Richland County for now over 25 years. It's free and strictly confidential. 24/7 access to support and resources including counseling. Get help, identify abuse, plan for safety, support others, and get involved. Three Rivers Crisis Center's 24-hour crisis line is 701-642-2115.
Washing your car just got a whole lot cheaper. With All Seasons Car Wash Unlimited plans, you can wash your car whenever you want for as little as $33 a month. You can even wash your pet at All Seasons Car Wash. So this fall, keep your vehicle and your pet clean. Conveniently located at 1300 4th Avenue South next to Tractor Supply Company in Wahpeton. To enroll in an unlimited car wash plan, please visit allseasonscw.com.
All right, we're back. How about that? Welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show here on Three Borders Sports Network. I'm not going to touch buttons.
Don't touch anything because the sound might go out again.
Yeah, you had some sound issues, but
I have it fixed now, so it looks like it's
everybody's
working,
texting and saying they're happy with it.
Yeah,
So.
good. Now don't touch anything.
I'll just leave it alone.
I'm good.
Giants Coaches Show, powered by Red River Communications, and we're brought to you by the City Brew here in downtown Wahpeton on 4th Street, and a nice little crowd on hand here. We had a bigger crowd earlier, but some people still downstairs there enjoying some beverages and some snacks.
We might have some food left over.
We might have, yeah. See, Mackenzie walked right by and she didn't grab any wings either. So.
I'll have to grab some on the way out.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
See, now you're gonna had to say that, didn't I?
Done.
All right, we're joined now by head coach of the Lady Blades hockey squad, and that is none other than Mackenzie Broadland. Mackenzie, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thanks for coming back up.
Yeah, good to see you guys again.
Appreciate you coming back. So,
of course.
Okay, so I go to the website because I don't know where else to go, but I go to a website and I see that right now they didn't report the tournament that you were just at.
Yep.
But I think since then you also had the Worthington game was postponed for you as well.
Yeah.
Since we last met on December 14th.
Yep.
And so then let's talk about the tournament here that you went to down in Eden Prairie. So
Yep. So just our tournament games we've had since the break. So
Yeah.
we played last Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in Eden Prairie.
it was 3 days.
Yep. So we played Benilde St. Margaret's on Tuesday, and that game I think was 6-3, and then we lost that
I was
game.
gonna say winner loss, yeah.
Yep, we lost that game, and
Okay.
then going into Wednesday, we played Cretin Durham Hall, and we beat them 6-2. I want to
Cool.
say, I believe, and then Thursday in the consolation championship, we won 6-2 again, I think, against North Wright County. So
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I think last year, if I remember correctly, you won the consolation championship too as well, didn't
Yep, and it was cool because in our first game in the tournament last year, we played Cretin Durham Hall and we actually lost to them. So it was good to see that improvement from last year to this year. We were able to beat them in our second game. So
Anytime you can get, and I'm not trying to be mean here, folks, so don't take it that way, but anytime you can get a win against a school like Cretin Durham Hall, that's pretty good.
yes,
So
yeah, it's
congratulations to
awesome.
the
Yeah,
girls.
thank you. Yeah, they did great last week. We were able to get a lot of reps in and a lot of minutes on the ice, which is really nice after having, a couple week break, a lot of
Yeah.
missed practices, postponed games and whatnot. So it was good to have them on the ice quite a bit.
Good, and I'm sure your regulars, Reagan Wohlers and Kennedy Schuler and the Oshok girls,
Yep.
all contributed during the whole tournament.
Yeah, it was a really good team effort. So we had 3 goals on Tuesday, 6 on Wednesday, and 6 on Thursday. So we were kind of all over the board, but yeah, the usual suspects, and then a few others were able to get on the board too.
Good.
So it was really good to see that.
Good deal, and it's good to see that the offense is working as well as your defense too. So that's a big thing. And as we just talked to James Bass here a minute ago, they're struggling on the offensive side of the puck, where you're getting some goals.
Yeah, that's a really big focus for us right now. Just, with the younger girls coming in and having to play a lot of minutes on the ice, we spend a lot of our time focusing on, the flow of our offense in the offensive zone, so we're able to get those good passes and good shooting opportunities. So it's really helpful that we're able to work on that in practice.
That's good. All right, so let's take a look here at the Section 6A standings right now. Fergus Falls, of course, leading the way, and they usually go play tougher schools
Yeah.
here in their schedule, don't they?
Yeah, they like to schedule a lot of out-of-conference games.
And you guys are right in the middle of the pack at 2-1. There's some other teams that are undefeated up there above you, but you're right in the middle of the pack at 2-1.
Yep.
How you feeling here coming into your first year of section play? I know I'm putting the cart ahead of the horse, and
No
Brian
worries,
would get
no
mad at me
worries.
for saying it. But how are you feeling as far as where you're sitting in the section?
Good. I think we've really had a lot of good competition, I feel like, throughout the year, and even against our, section companions, we played really well against them. River Lakes is another team I'd like to play again. That was one of our first games,
Yep.
so that was a tougher one
7-2,
for
yeah.
us. Yeah, but yeah, again, just a lot of improvement that we've seen throughout the season. And then they're not in our section, but East Grand Forks, our loss to them 7-2 at home really kind of stung for us. So we've been waiting for our opportunity to play them again, which is tomorrow. So we're really excited about that.
We talked about that off air before you came on, Mackenzie, and that's something that you mentioned, that game is still sitting there in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
The first time you lost to them here at home, 7-2, but now you want to travel up there and do the same thing to them.
Yeah. Again, the score of that game really didn't reflect how we played. They were able to get a few more pucks in the net than us, obviously, but we've just been really working hard, and the girls have come into practice, especially today, like, we got to have a good practice so we can, play hard against them. So that's good to see.
That's good. And I've just been asking everybody else, too, over the Christmas holiday. Everybody's healthy and coming back pretty good shape?
Yeah, yep. Typically, our hockey players are maybe a little bit injured, but they just play anyway. So, but yeah, no, they're doing good.
All right, so I think on the 27th we've got your game here. We're going to be doing it on Three Border Sports. That's January. That's a Friday, the 27th.
Perfect.
So we'll be
Yeah,
doing that one
awesome.
against Pequot Lakes. So
Cool.
Are they in your? Nope, they're not in your section.
Nope.
All right. BW, you got anything else for Coach here before you?
No, I'm just trying to make sure everything's running.
Everything's working?
Everything's working over here. So
All right. I haven't gotten any text messages that says it's not. So
good. I appreciate that.
All right. Mackenzie, we wish you luck again tomorrow night. You're traveling up to East Grand Forks, and good luck tomorrow to you and the girls.
Awesome. Thanks.
All right. We appreciate you coming in, and safe travels tomorrow, and good luck to the girls. All right. We got Austin Emdeck, head coach of the Cowgirls basketball squad, coming up next. Again, Mackenzie Broadland, head coach of the BW Blades girls hockey team. Thanks for coming in, Coach.
Thanks for having me.
All right. We'll be right back after this.
Thrivent and Will Ulick provides clarity for where you are today, confidence for where you go tomorrow. At Thrivent, Will Ulick can help you address a variety of complex subjects to meet your unique wealth management needs, from retirement planning to investment management and estate planning. Thrivent. What are you invested in? Thrive with purpose. Since 1987, Red River Valley and Western Railroad has served North Dakota and Minnesota with over 500 miles of track. Red River Valley and Western handles shipping, freight car repair, storage options, and now transload services. With over 30 years of experience in the railroad industry, they know dependable service is what you strive for. Red River Valley and Western is proud to be a part of the community since 1987.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain Hefty Seed never changes. Red River Grain Hefty Seed works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers to attain the highest possible profit for you. Red River Grain Hefty Seed has been saving farmers money for years. For all your grain and agronomy needs, stop in or call the friendly staff at 643-3738 or visit them online at redrivergrain.com. Comdell Innovation is now hiring production technicians for a variety of shifts with opportunities to make $20 or more per hour. Work in a clean, climate-controlled facility. Second shift, 4 10-hour days, every weekend off, 3:30 p.m. to 2 a.m., and 4-crew rotation, straight days, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., or straight nights, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Apply in person or online at ComdellInnovation.com. Comdell Innovation of Wahpeton, an employee-owned company.
Bold Print in Wahpeton is your local provider for all of your printing and promotional needs, including custom decals, which is a great way to promote your business. Bold Print also has custom framing and unique personalized gift ideas. Don't trust your family photos to an online company. Use Bold Print for all of your custom framing and canvas printing. Give them a call today, 701-642-2188, or check them out online, useboldprint.com.
After school, I'm right into the workforce. I don't have to go looking for a job, and that's kind of what made me take a step forward into being a diesel tech at NDSCS. No looking back. My name is Eli, and I'm here for my future.
A local insurance team ready to serve you. American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates, providing home, auto, life, farm, and business insurance. As residents of your community, they understand how important it is to be there for you, their trusted friends and neighbors. Together, they're building strong partnerships that help everyone succeed. American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates, a proud supporter of high school athletics.
And we hope to see you at American Family Insurance, Miller Associates.
Abby Johnson with the home run, just about to straightaway center field.
Don't touch buttons when he's in charge.
He knows better.
I know he knows better.
You,
But
on
he-
the other
he
hand.
likes to do it.
You, on the other hand.
Yeah, he likes to run the camera and stuff, or the computer and camera when I have him with me. But
He knows what
when
he's
you're
doing.
around,
He knows what he's
you're.
doing,
He
so.
knows. Yeah, well, he does know what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's probably better at it than I
We
am.
just have to try and find time for him to do it a little bit more.
I know. That's what we were
Absolutely.
just talking about off the air there. That I'm looking for a date that I can try to get him on the air with me. And I think there's a boys' game in Wahpeton that I might have to
There you go.
see if I can get him to come over and do
You
that.
can do a
one.
girls' game after he plays us.
Maybe.
And I was thinking the same. Yeah, it's whatever. Well, that day is coming here. What is it, January 21st?
It's coming up.
Yep.
It's coming up.
It'll be right around the corner.
Yeah.
January and February is going to get crazy.
It is. All right, I better welcome everybody back to Three Borders Sports Network and the Giants Coaches Show, and it's powered by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 125. That's our own channel.
We like that.
And if you want to watch anything on Three Borders Sports Network, we've got most everything on there. We've got double headers. It's not as easy to do. We can only do one on 125 at a time, obviously.
Yeah, it's tough for us to get both of them on there.
But we're working on something that we can keep showing things in the future, and we'll have 24/7 coverage.
Some replays out there. People want to see some of those exciting games again. So
yeah, we're hoping that. City Brews got some trivia going back on here on Tuesday the 17th of January with general knowledge first. Then they've got some live music here on Thursday the 12th, a week from tomorrow night. They've got Zach Thomas. And then dueling pianos on February 14th, Valentine's Day. Get your tickets linked through Facebook, and you can do that. And dinner is included with those tickets. And then for the newlywed over here to my left, there's Purse Bingo on the 28th. Brian's going to be here looking for a free purse.
Just trying to help him out. He's new.
Yep.
Just trying to help him out.
I need all the help I can
Stay
get.
in good graces there.
That's right. Especially during basketball season.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
All right, we're going to welcome head coach of the Cowgirls basketball squad. That is none other than Austin Emdeck. Austin, welcome and Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you.
All
Nice
right.
to be back.
Appreciate you coming in. Yeah, last time on the 14th when we had our last show before Christmas break, you were feeling under the weather. So
No, I wasn't feeling very good, and
we had
I didn't want to pass that on to you guys.
I
so.
appreciate that. I did end up getting a cold myself, and I don't know, B-Dub, I don't know if you've gotten one yet, have you?
Let's not try it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You know how you are
Don't
with
jinx it.
the jinx stuff, so
I
let's
know.
not. I don't need that any.
Okay. All right.
Anytime. Coach Brewer would not appreciate that. Let's just put it that way. So,
All right. We've got some positive things to talk about here. Coach Emdeck, again, back on December 14th. You were coming in undefeated that night. I was looking forward to talking to you about it. And then 3 weeks later, on January 4th, you come in still undefeated, 8-0. So congratulations to you and the Cowgirls. How about that?
Yeah, thank you. That's
pretty good.
Yeah, it's been a fun ride so far. The girls have been playing really good. Try to keep it going. I think Addie Twidwell had a nice little interview a couple weeks ago about emphasizing the 1-0. I think that's kind of been our message all year. Of
Yep, you've always said that.
Just 1-0.
Yep.
It's the next game up, and I think the girls have really bought into that, and they've been working hard, and that hard work starts to pay off, and we're not where we want to be yet. I think there's a lot of improvement, which is an awesome sign too, and working hard in practice each day and not being content with where we're at. Even though the record looks nice and people will start talking or whatever, but just know that there's an end goal in place too, and you got to keep working for it.
Yep. 8-0 in the overall record. You're 3-0 in the section, 3-0 in the conference. 4-0 going away. Again, one of the stats that I looked at, Coach, and you probably got it there. I know you said you had some season stats here, but one of the things that I looked at, and I did this all myself, Brian, I brought a calculator out and I just did it the old-fashioned way. 46 points defensively you're giving up and averaging about 60 offensively. So the Cowgirl defense is showing up.
Yeah. We like to mix it up. Our zone's been working pretty good. Man-to-man, we continue to talk about communicating. We got to communicate. Are we switching? Are we getting under that screen? We're getting over it. What's our roles in our zone if we go that way? Defensively we have been playing pretty good. Rebounding, that's been a big emphasis of the year. Being semi-undersized that we are, it's tough. It's an attitude. Do you want that thing or not? It's always talking about. I just used a Charles Barkley quote today in practice, and I thought we rebounded the ball really well last night against Frazee. Charles Barkley always says, I always laugh at people that ask me about the technique of my rebounding or whatever. It's just go get the dang ball.
Sure.
Right? Just go get it. It's an attitude. You got to want it more. So I think they've been doing a good job of that lately, and keep chipping away.
There you go. Keep chipping away. All right. So again, the girls have come in, coming into tomorrow night, and you're taking on Frazee tomorrow night. Wheaton Herman. Yep, Wheaton Herman Norcross.
Mm-hmm.
The one with Frazee on the schedule there was postponed.
Minnesota Scores has got that kind of all goofed up with
they're all messed up.
Changes and whatever.
I know I've got it right on my master schedule that I got to go by, but I forgot to look and cross that off on here. So anyway, tomorrow night, you did play Frazee on Tuesday night, and then Wheaton Herman Norcross on tomorrow night. We'll talk about that in a minute. But talk about your win first against Frazee, 52-37 against a 2A school.
First things first with the Frazee, it's like you get back to school after Christmas break, and obviously you've been practicing a little bit in between there and what have you, but you got to take that trip up to Frazee. You know, one of the longer road trips we take, and on the road first game back. But yeah, we played pretty well. You know, again, you look across the board. I don't think the box score tells you the whole story of a game. Defensively, I thought we played really well. We only gave up 14 points in the first half. They play like a 1-2-2 zone that, you know, is just a little different. You don't maybe see it all the time, right? So we were prepped for it, but, you know, it just takes a little bit to adjust to that in the game. And they pressured it pretty hard at like the half-court line and trapped that first pass. It was a little different, and but I thought the girls did a good job of adjusting and executing through timeouts that were taken and you know, trying to improve the looks that we can get there. And you know, I feel like you always shoot a little bit lower percentages coming out of the Christmas break and what have you, and that was kind of the case, I think, a little bit in the first half, maybe for both teams, right? The ball just wasn't really falling, but we rebounded well. We got some open looks. We got to the free throw line. Parker played a really good game after being gone in the Rothsay game. She came back and led us in scoring again and playing really well. And again, it was just kind of a group effort again. I think I'd go to like Kelsey Sorrell. Didn't score a point. Man, she played a heck of a game. You know, she played a really good defense. She spaced the floor well. She had a couple really good drives and dumping down for a couple of assists. So, you know, I thought she played really well. Same goes for Jonica. Last couple of games, Jonica has kind of beaten herself up, I think, a little bit about maybe I'm not shooting the percentage I want to, but, man, you're just taking care of the ball. You're getting us into our offense. You're taking really good shots. And that's just the way it goes, right? Great players sometimes don't shoot great, and that's just what happens sometimes in stretches, and that'll come around, and you just got to stay positive and keep, you know, being the ball player she is. And she still had 9 points. You know, she still had 9 and played really well.
Jonica did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just so you know, facilitates the offense, like I said, and playing good defense.
She
and
is a good ball control.
Some rebounds. So yeah, top to bottom, I just thought a lot of people contributed. I really like where the energy we're getting off the bench right now, whether it be Grace Nicholson or Grace Miranowski or Sydney Roberts or Emily Gowan is really coming on strong right now and playing really well for us. So just like that boost of energy we're getting off the bench, and I think that helps everybody out. And yeah, just a lot of great things going on right now that I think we can continue to improve on just a little bit with a little, you know, little this, little that. But no, I thought we executed well against Frazee and came out with a conference win, which is always tough in the HOL.
Yeah, you mentioned a little bit earlier Addie Twidwell in the interview that she had. Also, I think I saw something in the Daily News where you had quoted about how the seniors stepped up and did their share. Talk about your seniors, Addie Twidwell, Abby Johnson, Kelsey, you already mentioned.
Yeah, Abby, too, another one of the players that isn't always showing up in the box score, but playing a new position, playing really good defense, communicating or being a good leader on the court at all times. And again, she had, I think, 4 points last night that all came in the second half, but she's spacing the floor. She's doing the little things right. She's communicating, like I said, and just showing that senior leadership. Addie, I keep telling the girls we got to keep feeding the ball inside a little bit more and getting her some more touches, but she's hitting the free throws. She's shooting the ball really well when she gets to the free throw line. So just really proud of the senior group. Grace Miranowski coming in and giving us some good minutes, some reserve post minutes there. And going off from the post and getting away from the seniors a little bit, Aaron Bloff has stepped up and played some good minutes last night for us and hit a bucket and came off the bench. 2 buckets. I got 4 points in the second half. So, yeah, just a lot of good things, and really proud of the seniors and how this whole thing's coming along, because, you know, you can win some games off of you know, talent or this or that or whatever, but at the end of the day, when we get into Rothsay and you play an overtime game or it's crunch time or you're seeing something different, you got to rely on those seniors, and they're coming up clutch when we need them.
Yeah, that's again, it's just fun to watch those girls all the way from volleyball season to the basketball season now, and we're going to be able to see them tomorrow night. Brian and I are going to have the call with you tomorrow night, Coach, and you take on Wheaton Herman Norcross tomorrow. What do you know about Wheaton?
They got 2 really skilled players. They got a post who is verbally committed to Nebraska Kearney, which is D2, and she's 6'1", 6'2", quick, athletic, strong, kind of checks all the boxes. She can step out and shoot the 3 really well. So she's a tough matchup for Addie, you know, and that's going to be a good matchup for Addie to see someone like that, and again, continue to competitively push yourself. And they got a point guard, a younger sophomore point guard that shoots the ball pretty well, shoots the 3 ball really well. So those are some things we got to key on for tomorrow, and it'll be a tough section game for us. They got us last year by a couple points at their home court, so we want to try to get back and revenge that this year.
Yep. All right. So then the other thing you mentioned here, Coach, too, you had some season averages and things there. You want to talk about some of your leaders on that, or
yeah, sure.
Got a minute to do that?
Yeah, we're 8 games in, and I know folks like to hear stats every once in a while. So, a couple that's sticking out to me. We'll just start with points, and then we'll go down the list a little bit here. But leading us in points on the season right now is Parker. She's averaging 17.5 a game.
Wow.
Jonica follows it up with 13.5, and Jonica, like I said, she before these last 2 games, she was shooting 47% from 3. She's knocking it down from 3.
Wow.
So she's really been knocking it down, and then she's been taking good looks. There's kind of been a lid on the basket, and you go through those stretches as a player, anybody does. And so I know that'll come back up. She's still shooting in the high 30s, which is tremendous. And Parker shooting 42%. And Abby Johnson's in that same boat. She's averaging 8.5 a game, but she's working hard for those. I mean, she's taking great looks from 3, and they're just not falling. And free throw line, I think she'd want to be shooting a little higher percentage there, but that'll come. She's a veteran player that's been through it all and the ups and downs, and I know that'll come around. Addie Twidwell's averaging 8.6 a game as well. And again, I think we want to try to get her more looks. She's been playing really well. Sydney's chipping in 5.5 a game. Kelsey 4. Aaron's now averaging 2.5. Emily Godwin's averaging 2. So just well-rounded scoring. People that are coming in off the bench are contributing, and it's great to see rebounding-wise. Again, the area where I think we want to continue to improve and push ourselves there. Parker is leading us there with 9 rebounds a game. Parker is, yep.
Wow.
9.1 a game. And then Addie comes in. Addie and Abby are both tied with a little over 6.5. And then we got Jonica with 5 from the point guard position. She's pulling down 5 rebounds a night. Sydney 3, Kelsey 2. So Grace Nicholson's averaging 2 rebounds a game as well, coming off the bench and doing the little things, doing that role of coming off the bench and giving a spark. And it's not always a point column, right? That's huge. And
you talk about those defensive rebounds that they're picking up. That's one less possession for the offense or for the other offense, the chance to score second chance points.
Absolutely, and I've emphasized that a lot with this team, with us being a little undersized, that we are second chance points are killers. It's a killer for an undersized team, giving up free rebounds and generally leading up to layups after that, right? And so I've been really pleased with the last few games of how we've been playing that way and rebounding. I think we almost doubled up for AZ on defensive rebounds. It was like 32 to 15 or 16 or something last night. So that was really good to see. Rebounded the ball really, really well last night.
That's good. It's just fun to watch those girls, and it's just a treat. If you haven't been able to get out and see the Cowgirls basketball squad yet, make sure you go out tomorrow night. Good chance to see them there at home, or if you can't, we'll have it right here on Three Borders Sports. Any other averages there you want to talk about, Coach?
I think I kind of got the main ones for the folks, but another one maybe that's just I think really just popping off the shot with the stat sheet is Parker's also shooting 93% from the free throw line.
Good for her.
So, awesome percentages, and again, it's a well-rounded effort from everybody, and Addie's shooting pretty well from the free throw line. She kind of struggled early on. Now she's shooting them pretty well and hit some clutch ones. In that Rothsay overtime game, Abby and Addie both hit big free throws in overtime to keep it a 3-point lead or maybe even a 4 or tie it up in different situations. So, again, that senior leadership coming through when you need it in close games. So.
All right. One of the things I was going to mention to you there, too, when you were going through the scoring earlier, I think you just had 2 girls in double figures averaging points-wise, correct?
Yes. Yep.
All
Parker
right.
and Jonica double digits, and then 8, 5.
You're just right off the edge there of somebody getting up there and also being in double digits. I think you mentioned that Abby was one of them. I think Addie Twidwell was another one, and I think there was somebody else too.
Sidney Roberts, 5.5.
Yep. So I mean, you're just a few points away from getting 3 or 4 girls in double figures.
Yeah, and Sydney's getting really she played sparingly for us varsity last year, and now she's really getting her full time of in the six-man role or 7 or whoever it is that particular night. But she's really, and the biggest thing from Sydney is the energy and the defensive effort that we get from her. She's assigned with when she comes in, she guards the best player a lot of times. So that's a lot of energy. That's a lot of effort from her coming in on the defensive side of the ball. And so I'd keep telling Sydney, play your game. Keep being that scorer that you are. They'll come. The looks are there. You got to be confident, knock them down, and they'll come around. So she's a good 3-point shooter. She's a really good slasher in the lane. So that'll come. But then, like you said too, we're averaging 60 points a game right now. It's not like it's a super fast pace or super lighting up the scoreboard. So out of that 60, we like where our averages are at. We'd like to bump that up a little bit, but. defensively we're playing well and we're winning games how we need to win games. So
Are you happy where your field goal percentage is?
I'd like our 2-point percentage to kind of come up a little bit. We're shooting the 3-ball pretty well, but I think we got to finish at the rim a little bit better and finish through contact and some things like that. But again, when I talked about those little things that we have room for improvement, I think that's one area that we'd like to improve in is that 2-point field goal percentage. So.
All right, I'm going to bring my partner into this one too. I'm sure he's listening intently over there.
I'm writing stuff down.
I'm probably giving him too much at this
I'm writing
point.
stuff down. We haven't played yet, so I'm making mental notes.
January 21, buddy, huh?
I don't like that 93% from the line. I know he does, but yeah, that could be a problem for us.
Just anything else you want to ask, B-Dub, of Coach?
No, I mean, he kind of touched on it a little bit, trying to get some of those kids to do something different when they're not scoring well. He says a lot of things that we say in our practice, trying to win that the rebound battle, things like that. I mean, it sounds like you're doing everything that you need to do. And I know Joe kind of asked the question as far as field goal percentage, you wish that was better. But is there anything else that you feel like, hey, we just need to be better at this to really, really kind of stretch this thing out? I mean, I know you're 8-0. People are like, well, geez, what else can you want? But I mean, there's got to be something in there that you feel like, well, we really need to fix this because it's going to help us down the road.
Yeah, I think any coach would say they want to shoot a higher percentage, right, at that point. But I think transition offense is one thing that I thought maybe we'd take a little bit more advantage of. That maybe we aren't necessarily. So I think that's probably more on me though as a coaching staff and emphasizing that maybe a little bit more and giving them little better opportunities in that area. And then just post entry. I think we got to get our post involved. At one point in time, I don't have it right in front of me at the very moment. I don't want to take up everybody's time, but at one point in time, Addie Twidwell was our leading assist getter on the team, our 5, right?
Wow.
Inside out threes, high percentage shots. So that's great to see. I think we need to get her involved more in those post touches and letting her score from the low block. I think that's one thing we've emphasized a lot the last 2-3 weeks. So I'd say transition offense and feeding the post and getting everybody involved offensively.
Sure.
Defensively, I think we got a little bit of room there, but again, we're holding, what was it, 40, you say 48?
46 is
46 points. Hey, if you were holding teams to 46 points, we would like to be winning those games for sure, right? So
I might have to come over to your practice a little bit and see what you're doing over there because I'd like to hold some teams to 46 points, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So.
I think with the shot clock, you guys play a little faster pace and overall, and that changes things quite a bit statistically. But
more possessions.
One thing that I've emphasized every single year, and I took this actually from Moorhead, I can't take credit for this. Every single game, I write TRF on the board. Turnovers, rebounds, free throws.
Yep.
If you win, you may have probably heard this, if you win 2 out of the 3 categories, you're setting yourself up to probably get a W.
Yep.
If you win 1, it ain't looking good.
Yep.
And I have seen, I think it happened actually early this year, and I don't remember which game it was. I've seen it twice in my life where we didn't win any of those categories, but you won the game. It's extremely tough to do.
Rare.
But if you get all 3, you can almost guarantee it. So we focus on that a lot. Take care of the ball, rebound the ball, put pressure on the defense, get to the free throw line.
Yeah, we might have a conversation about losing all those battles. So
you mean later tonight?
Later tonight, we might have a conversation
in your segment,
about it. Yeah, we might have a conversation about it.
Well, Coach, again, the Cowgirls off to an 8-0 start. We talked before you came in, or when you came in here off the air, about the QRF ranking right now. You're 3 out of 147, so congratulations on that. Some of the other state rankings, you're in the top 20 in a couple of different polls, so congratulations to you and the girls, and keep up the good work.
Yeah, thank you. Keep chipping away.
All right, keep chipping away. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Yes.
All right.
Look for you then.
Yeah, we'll both be there, so he'll be scouting, and I'll be just talking.
Sounds good.
All right. All right, head coach.
Helps when you own the company. So
that's right. Yeah, we can make those decisions. And unfortunately, whenever you're home, he's not available, so I can't get him to come in.
Convenient how that works.
Strategery. Oh, I see. January 21st, we'll have the 2 of them facing each other, and that'll be fun. So over at the college in Wahpeton, and I guess that's going to wrap it up for Austin Emdek. And I think Jordan Christensen is up next.
He might be late, so you might be stuck with me for a little bit.
He might be late. Yeah, he texted if he could go later in the evening, and I said we could switch with you. So we'll see if Jordan's here yet or not. But Austin Emdek, head coach of the 8-0 Cowgirls, they'll take on Wheaton tomorrow night. And we'll have that one right here on Three Borders Sports. Pregame around 7:15. So good luck to you and the girls tomorrow night.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks, B-Dub.
Austin Emdek, head coach of the Cowgirls. We'll be right back right after this on Three Borders Sports.
At OSPTI, our focus is on each individual's therapy needs, whether it be for speech, occupational, or physical therapy services. I'm Becky, a physical therapist at OSPTI, and I love being able to provide that personal care to each person that we see with clinics in Breckenridge, Hankinson, and Fergus Falls. You don't have to travel very far from home. From infants to athletes to adults, you can request OSPTI to meet your therapy goals.
For 90 years, Casey's has been the place to enjoy time with family and friends, a place to meet people and share stories. Lots of memories have been made at the corner. It's the place to meet before, during, or after the game. The game is always on at Casey's on Minnesota Avenue in Breckenridge. Casey's, proud to support area high school athletics.
Thrivent and Will Ulick provides clarity for where you are today, confidence for where you go tomorrow. Thrivent combines financial expertise with purpose-based planning to help you with where you are today and where you want to be tomorrow. At Thrivent, Will Ulick can help you address a variety of complex subjects to meet your unique wealth management needs, from retirement planning to investment management and estate planning. Thrivent, what are you invested in? Thrive with purpose. Thrivent and Will Ulick supports all area sports teams and wishes them the best of luck.
At Interstate Engineering, our business is about connections. We connect people to water, communities to counties, and counties to the rest of the world. Our work connects main streets to interstates, and yesterday with the potential of tomorrow. With over 40 years of connecting, our experience and expertise are thanks to the clients we have earned, the trust we have built, and the connections we have made. Interstate Engineering, the professionals you need, the people you trust.
It feels like you're at a bigger university. Right now I won't have any debt, and I might even gain a little extra money through scholarships. There's so many job opportunities. My name is Emily, and I'm here for my future.
I found out way more than just like sports. I met a lot of people just on my floor, and then different activities you could go to that were on campus. For sure, I'll look back on all the memories and love it. My name is Grace, and I'm here for my future.
Every business begins with an idea. With dedication, hard work, and high-speed broadband, that idea can grow into something giant. The member organizations that form BAND are proud to support North Dakota businesses every step of the way, from the soil to the stadium. The Broadband Association of North Dakota, helping North Dakotans grow bright ideas into big business.
Getting you back to what you love. We are Optimum Rehab. For over a decade, Dr. Tony Eggeman has provided physical therapy services for the people of Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and surrounding communities. We're a small practice that sees our patients as individuals. Through hands-on techniques, our patients have their treatment plans tailored to their exact needs. Sprains, sore muscles, back pain, achy joints, rehab following surgery, you name it. Optimum Rehab is your answer. When you need exceptional physical therapy, you need Optimum Rehab.
Here at the Amanda Frederick State Farm Agency, we do our best to make insurance a little less insurance-y for you. Hi, this is Amanda, your local State Farm agent. You've probably seen our team out and about volunteering in the community, participating in local events, and just doing our all-around best to support and encourage a healthy, vibrant community. Stop into our office sometime and find out why we've been consistently voted best insurance agency in the Valley and why State Farm has been a trusted household name in insurance for 100 years. We hope to meet you soon.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Giants Coaches Show here on Three Borders Sports Network. We're powered by Red River Communications, and we are brought to you by the City Brew here, downtown Wahpeton. Don't forget, on Thursday, the 12th of January, they got Zach Thomas coming in with live music. And then on the 17th of January, they've got general knowledge trivia coming. And then on the 14th, for Valentine's Day, Brian, you can take Emily out for Dueling Pianos, and that includes dinner with the ticket as well. You can find those tickets on Facebook, so on their Facebook page.
We do that, but have a game that night.
Oh, that's right. That's
McCall is not in good graces with the wives.
Oh, man, I bet there's a lot of coaches' wives not too happy on that.
We have
one.
had a game on Valentine's Day every year that I can remember.
That's
there's been very few.
Unless it falls on a Wednesday.
Well, yeah, but there's been very few where we've had off. I don't know. My wife says it every year. Goes, another game on Valentine's Day. So.
Well, welcome once again, everybody. And we're going to shuffle up the order here a little bit. Jordan Christensen texted us a few minutes ago. He's going to be a little bit late. Hannah even came up and was kind enough to tell us that Jordan's going to be a little bit late. So
he is on his way.
He is on his way.
Yeah.
So Jordan Christensen, Cowboys head basketball coach, will be here shortly. So we're going to switch it up, and we'll talk to Brian Watson here, head coach of the Lady Huskies. B-Dub, welcome. Happy New Year and all that fun stuff.
Same to you.
Yeah, thanks, man.
But hopefully we can talk about the good news first.
All right, let's talk about the good news first. And that would be against Devils Lake. Since we talked last, actually, the 20th there, you had Grand Forks Central. You won that one 50-38. And then on Friday, the 30th of December, the Lady Huskies took on Devils Lake at home and came away with a nice victory there.
Yeah, able to go undefeated to finish out or start 2022 or finish out 2022 to start the season. So you can't complain about that. And, Devils Lake, it's always a tough one for us trying to figure out, what they're going to be like. They've been good for so long, and, they play a lot of girls. A lot of their girls are the same across the board, so very interchangeable. Having a deep bench is always good in the EDC. And, we went into that game, kind of unsure of where we were and how we would stack up against that team. And we were able to put together probably I shouldn't say probably, but our best game of the season as far as top to bottom. As far as the things that we did. We won some games early in the season where we didn't shoot very well, and we actually shot it pretty good against Devils Lake, where we shot 55% from the floor. And anytime you're gonna, especially for us, anytime we're gonna do that, that's gonna be a good night for us. And we shot 60% from 2-point. Didn't shoot it great from 3-point. Only 1 of 6, but able to make some shots that I felt like we didn't make in those first 3 games, even though we won those games. We were struggling from the floor, 30%, 29%, whatever it was, and finally to be able to put a good shooting night together, it was big for us, and we needed it too.
Yeah, you did, and you talked about the good offensive output here of the Lady Huskies on Friday, December 30th. They scored 87 points, 1 point away from tying a record.
Yeah, 1 point away from tying the school record, 88, that we set last year, I think, against Valley.
Yep.
And it kind of came up in the game. I'm like, well, are we going to get it? Are we not going to get it? We weren't really sure. Was it 86? Was it 88? We couldn't remember. And McKenna Kumo will tell you that she missed a layup to break the record because she had an easy one there at the end, and it just kind of just didn't fall. And we gave it a shot, but we're just happy to win the game.
If I recall right, too, from the scoring on Saturday or that Friday, Brian, I think you had 4 girls in double figures again.
We did have 4 girls in double figures, and that always helps. We had 2 with 20. Emma Bonchis had 20. McKenna Cuomo had 20. Scout Woods with 16. Amaya Max with 14. Amaya started in place of Hallie Miller, who was out sick, and so it was good to see her step in there and be able to score some points, do some things defensively for us. And then Olivia Hansen played some extended minutes because Leah DeVries was also out with the family matters. So we had 2 girls who Maya does place a good rotation, but Olivia and Leah, they kind of split time a little bit, and so it was good to see her play extended minutes and had 7 points, knocked down a 3-pointer, which is good. Been waiting for her to knock down one of those. Then Abby Bronson played.
She played great for you that day.
Had just a really good game. Yep. It doesn't show up a lot in the box score. She had 5 points, but those 5 points were so important in the first half to kind of keep us going a little bit. Devils Lake had made a little bit of a run, but when she was in there, she scored her 5 points very quickly. They were all bunched together. Had a couple rebounds, a steal in there, and just her play during that stretch of the first half was big for us, and just nice to see her, put together some good minutes and help her team.
And didn't she have a couple of free throws in those 5 points too? They were big free throws.
She did. She was three or four from the free throw line.
Yeah.
So just some productive minutes for her. She plus 17 on the plus minus. So that's good time on the floor.
I saw her dad in the stands there, and I said that she played a nice game, and Abby did play a nice game there.
Yeah, I think sometimes players and fans or whatever, they get kind of caught up on points, and they'll look at, she only had 5 points, but she did a lot of things throughout that game, and even in the second half, she didn't score points, but able to get some rebounds, play some defense, used up all of her fouls, and mostly all of her fouls, which is fine, and then had a nice assist late in the game that helped us stretch out the lead. So just a good, well-rounded game for Abby, one of our seniors, doing a good job, when called upon. Sometimes, maybe you're not called upon or whatever, but there she is stepping in and doing the job.
All right, so last night you had the trek up to West Fargo to take on Cheyenne. I see Jordan Christensen just walked in, so we'll have him coming up next year. But you traveled up to West Fargo, Cheyenne, and you were hoping it was a game you could win, because that's going to be one of those games that could go either way. And unfortunately, it didn't go the way for the Lady Huskies that you wanted.
Yeah, a tough night for us. We went back to, not shooting very well. We shot 30% from the floor. And, we were able to win some games early in the season shooting that way. But, I talked to Coach Brewer about it. I'm like, we're not going to be able to win games, in the thick of the EDC shooting that way. And we proved last night. And just as Coach Imdek talked about, you want to win those 3 battles: turnovers, rebounds, and free throws. And we typically win those battles. And we lost nearly every statistical category last night. And we talked to the girls about it today. And the ones that we didn't lose, we were tied. So we tied with points in the paint. And then we won the charges taken battle, which really doesn't matter. We had 2 charges. They had 1.
Yeah, it's not.
And other than that, we won the turnover battle, which we don't want to win. So technically they won that because we had 22 and they had 16. So, we were behind in every single statistical category, and it's just hard to win a game when you don't win any of those battles. So we've got to figure out a way to play a full game, be able to score, go back to what we do well, getting to the free throw line. We got to the free throw line last night, but for us, a team that, was one of the top free throw shooting teams in the EDC and in the state last year, to go to the line 25 times and shoot 40%, that one's kind of tough to swallow.
Yep.
I mean, it really is. So, and if we can fix part of that and then cut down the 22 turnovers, because we gave up, what did we give up? We gave up, where is it here? We gave up 14 points off turnovers. So, if we can make some free throws, cut down our turnovers so that we're not giving those extra points off of those turnovers, it's a different game.
Yeah.
We're right in the thick of things, and we had a stretch there in the second half with about 12 minutes to go where we cut it to 11. We're down, 20 or whatever, and then we're able to cut that thing down to 11. And then we had a couple possessions in a row where we go down and we don't get anything. And then they come down and they get 2 offensive rebounds in the same possession that leads to a 3-pointer, and then they're back on their way of stretching out the lead. So there's some things that we certainly have to work on and try and improve on. And, it's a game against a good opponent early in the season. We'll have to learn from it like we learned from the 4 wins that we had. We'll have to learn from this loss and move on Friday night.
All right, so Friday night you got Shanley coming in, and we'll have that on Three Borders Sports Network as well, as we'll have the ESCO game with the Cowboys on Friday night as well. We'll have a doubleheader. But Friday you got Shanley coming in. Shanley coming in at 2-4 in EDC right now, B-Dub, and you're looking to hopefully add another win to your column.
Yeah, I mean, it's a team that we've struggled against, historically. I think in my career we've got 1 win against Shanley. And we're going to have to try and figure out a way to get a win here, because I feel like, the 2 teams that we're playing here in a row are teams that might end up around us in the standings, and come late in the season, come tournament time, we might be facing one of these teams where we need a win. So we need to try and play a good, solid game against Shanley. They've got some size. Shorma can shoot it from the outside, Hakeem on the inside. And they got Stockmo in there who takes up a lot of space and just physical. And, we're not a real physical team right now. At least we weren't last night. But we're going to have to be on Friday and see if we can kind of combat some of that size and some of that aggressiveness that we're going to see when we're in the heart of the EDC.
Now, like we just said here, you're sitting at 4-1 in the EDC. Shanley's at 2-4. But we look at what Shanley has done. They beat Devils Lake, with whom you beat. They beat Devils Lake by 13.
Yeah, I mean,
so that's the EDC for you.
Yeah, that's just kind of what it is. I mean, it's a good game every single night. I think records don't matter. I think you can look at common opponents and say, well, maybe you should beat this team or it should be a competitive match, but you just never know. Yeah. I mean, top to bottom, I feel like yes, those 2 or 3 teams that are at the top are they're not untouchable, but it's a reach to get up there with them. But I think after that, I think anybody can beat anybody. I mean, any team that's got 1 win or no wins or whatever, I think if they play well enough, in the rest of that after those top 3, I think, it's competitive. So we've got to be on our game every single night. Like I said, we've got to try and figure out a way to put together a complete game, top to bottom. We were pretty close against Devils Lake, but now we have to put that game against Cheyenne behind us and see if we can put together a full one here against Shanley.
Yeah, you got a tough, after the home game on Shanley on Friday night, you got a tough couple of road games coming up to Red River and Davies, so you're looking at the top of the EDC.
It just doesn't get any easier for us, so we've got to try and put together something good here, and then we go on the road to Red River, my favorite place to go in the EDC.
I know.
Can you hear the sarcasm?
Other than Devils Lake.
I mean, it's a tough place to play. I mean, they're one of the top teams consistently in the EDC, and going up to their gym, it is I don't know what it is. It's a different aura up there. Mm-hmm. And we played fairly well up there last year, only losing by 7. But I'd like to go there and see if we can get one up there. And then we got to go to Davies. That's going to be a 2-pointer this year.
Yeah, I see that.
Only play them once, and we're going to have to put together something against them at their place. And again, not an easy place to play, and a team that we've had some success against at times. Even when they've been really good, we've been able to figure out a way to beat them. But tough to do on their floor, so we're going to have our hands full.
All right, good luck to you and the Lady Huskies here on Friday night. Again, we'll have that on Three Borders Sports Network, and it'll also be on Red River Communications Cable Channel 125. Brian, good luck.
Thanks, Joe. I appreciate it.
All right, we've got Jordan Christensen waiting here. He just popped in, so we'll have him coming up next, the Cowboys head basketball coach, coming up next here on Three Borders Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Every bank wants you to open an account.
Sign up.
Then along come sneaky fees. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Exactly why you should compare your bank to Bell Bank. At Bell, we don't nickel and dime you with fees on things like checking accounts and ATMs. If you hate sneaky fees, switch to a bank you'll love. And give sneaky fees the boot. Bell Bank.
Three Rivers Crisis Center is offering support to survivors of domestic violence, sexual violence, and child abuse in Richland County for now over 25 years. It's free and strictly confidential. 24/7 access to support and resources including counseling. Get help, identify abuse, plan for safety, support others, and get involved. Three Rivers Crisis Center's 24-hour crisis line is 701-642-2115.
Thrivent and Will Ulick provides clarity for where you are today, confidence for where you go tomorrow. At Thrivent, Will Ulick can help you address a variety of complex subjects to meet your unique wealth management needs, from retirement planning to investment management and estate planning. Thrivent, what are you invested in? Thrive with purpose. Since 1987, Red River Valley and Western Railroad has served North Dakota and Minnesota with over 500 miles of track. Red River Valley and Western handles shipping, freight car repair, storage options, and now transload services. With over 30 years of experience in the railroad industry, they know dependable service is what you strive for. Red River Valley and Western is proud to be a part of the community since 1987.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain Hefty Seed never changes. Red River Grain Hefty Seed works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers to attain the highest possible profit for you. Red River Grain Hefty Seed has been saving farmers money for years. For all your grain and agronomy needs, stop in or call the friendly staff at 643-3738 or visit them online at redrivergrain.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Giants Coaches Show, brought to you by the City Brew. We're high above the bar dining area here, and also powered by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 125. That's our own cable channel on 125. A lot of our events are on 125, and it is tonight, too, as well.
It is. It is working beautifully now. The sound is working.
That a boy. All right, don't forget, folks, here at the City Brew, the 12th of January, they've got live music and Zach Thomas. And then on the 17th of January, which is a Tuesday, they got general trivia going. And you go to trivia?
I'm not at all, but it's fun to play.
Oh, okay. It's fun to be there and be a part of it, at least, yeah. And then Dueling Pianos on Valentine's Day. And tickets are linked on Facebook, on the Facebook page for the City Brew. And that includes your dinner as well. So you guys got a game on the 14th of February? I didn't print the schedule out that far.
Oh, boy.
Brian
we have 3 games, I think, every week in February at this point with all the reschedules.
It's crazy. All right, we're joined now by head coach of the Cowboys basketball squad. That's Jordan Christensen sitting to my left. And, Jordan, thanks for coming up. Happy New Year.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for fitting me in at the end there.
Yeah, that's all right. Jordan had some other events here going on this evening, so we appreciate you coming in. You're probably a little tired.
I'm a little too old for City League basketball now. I should retire.
You got to talk to Jonah about that, though, right?
Yep.
All right, Coach. Let's take a look back here. Last time we met was on the 14th of December, and since then you went to Lake Park Audubon, and you played up in Lake Park. And, I saw reports. You sent me an email, too, as well. It was closer than what the score indicates, I think, and it could have been a win.
We had it down to, I think, about 5 or close to about that late in the game. But our first half defense, that was the whole story in that one. We played very poorly defensively in the first half. Kind of let them go wherever they wanted off the dribble and didn't do a good job of containing the bounce. And it really we couldn't overcome that hump in the second half. We played well in the second half. And, I mean, offensively, our second halves have been quite ridiculous, but it's all been because we have to come back. We're putting ourselves in a hole in the first half.
And somehow you're doing it, and we'll just slide right into the game that you just played on Friday the 30th against Underwood. I think it was, right?
Yep.
30th? Yep, Friday. You played against Underwood. It was an overtime victory, 98-92, so almost 200 points scored there between the two teams put together. But again, a 98-92 win. You talked about it. You even said it in your email to me and some of the other media members. You were down by 9 at halftime and just battled back.
We were down 9 at halftime, and we shouldn't have been, but that's the reality of it. And the kids just keep fighting. I mean, no matter what it is.
Got a good bunch of boys.
We've got a good group, and they just keep playing. And then we score the ball. And going into the year, I really think we can continue it because we play pretty quick. But going into the year, I thought we would be kind of hanging our hat on defense with the athletes we had, like the football guys that we're bringing back. And I thought we'd been able to play a little bit better defensively, and we're working on it. It's not like we don't. Most of our practice time is spent on defense right now. Just because we got to get it fixed.
Because you got to get that fixed. And you've talked about that, I think, all season long, whether it's been here or in the paper. You've talked about those kinds of things too, Coach. And let's just talk and look at offensively here for your guys here. You had 3 guys, I believe, in double figures, or they're
4 guys in double figures.
4 guys in double figures at Underwood. So you got the stats there.
I've got it. So Alex Sanchez had 31. That's a career high for him.
Game.
He played out of his mind. I think he just went to the rim and got whatever he wanted in the paint. We moved him to point for that game, so he would be able to attack and transition a little bit and get Damon Smith off the ball.
Wow.
Which that opened a lot of things up for us.
I bet it did.
And then, if Damon's on the wing, they're glued to him. He made 25 threes through 5 games, and then that opens up space for Alex and Landon in the post. And then so Damon had 27 against Underwood. Had 6 threes in the first half. If he didn't hit 6 in the first half, we're not getting to overtime.
Wow.
Without that performance. And then Landon had another game, just 15 and 17.
17 rebounds.
17 rebounds. He's been a beast on the glass. I think he's averaging about 16 and 12 right now on the season. Playing really well, especially missing all of last year. He didn't get to play at all last year, so that's great to see. And then
So he's got to be averaging, before you go on there, he's got to be averaging close to a double-double on the season.
he
wouldn't
is. He's 15, I think 15 or 16 a game, right in there, and then 12. I think it's 12 rebounds a game.
Okay, all right. Then you go on there with the rest of the guys.
And then Jackson Riggs came in and played really well. A young kid off the bench. Finally, nice to get him going, and he really does a good job of posting up for a freshman. I haven't seen a young kid call for the ball like that, honestly, since probably I played with him, Nate Lorenz. I haven't seen a freshman go in there and seal and be like, give me the ball, which is exactly what we want him to do. And then Cam just played solid. He got up and pressured in the second half. I mean, I challenged him and Alex at halftime. Those two, they're great on-ball defenders when they decide to be and when we keep the ball in front. Sometimes we gamble too much, but that second half they kind of took their guards out of the game and Cam made a couple plays down the stretch, took a crossover and went and got a layup, and then 2 key offensive rebounds down the stretch
for Cam.
And then I don't think he scored on the first one, and then the second one he got to the foul line, but he's playing well. And then Jacob Kunkel is starting to get his varsity feet under him. He's starting to figure out how to play because he's a kid that I think he can really be a solid piece defensively and then in transition.
And he's a jumper.
He is a jumper.
Man.
He gets beat on defense sometimes, but then just goes and makes a block, and you're like, whoa. You see flashes, you're like, wow.
It's there.
And then Joey Konzemius and Bo Byer, they're just solid. Like Joey, it's funny. I like to – I don't know if Coach Watson likes the plus-minus stat, but Joey is the only kid on our team on the season with a positive plus-minus, which is kind of wild. And he's played about 50% of the minutes all year. And it's the only one with a positive plus-minus. And I was like, he plays hard. He takes charges, just does the little things well.
That's good. All right, so again, a great game. It had to be a pretty good bus ride coming home from Underwood.
That was a fun bus ride home. It was.
Boys needed that one.
We needed it, and it would have been tough to come away without winning that one. But they just play their tails off.
Good for them. Congratulations, boys. And taking a look now, coming up here Friday night, we'll have it on 3BSN. Raleigh will have the call at 6 o'clock as you take on ESCO, I believe. And what do you know about ESCO? They might be kind of tough.
They are tough. So I've got quite a few films on them. And
have you?
Been watching a little bit ever since Morris got canceled. I started watching them. Well, postponed. But ESCO's got a, for sure, Big Ten football player.
Wow.
Playing kind of their shooting guard spot. He's about 6'2", just an athlete. Left-handed kid. And then they got shooters all over the place, and they're very skilled. They pick up. One place I think we can take advantage is Landon Blofis on the interior.
Okay.
They're really good at defense, but I think that's the one spot in the post where we can get after them a little bit and exploit that matchup.
That'd be good, and then it's going to be fun to watch too. I've got the girls' game over here at 7:30 on Friday, so I might be able to watch a little bit of it before I head over here to Wahpeton. But that'll be a good game, I think, and Cowboys looking for a little more victory.
That would be nice. There's not going to be very many long possessions in that one. They play pretty fast, and we're not gonna slow down either.
That'll be fun to watch. Make sure you get over to Cowboy Gymnasium on Friday night at 6 o'clock. It's an early start, right?
Yep, 6 because they've come in from ESCO, so basically Duluth.
Don't they play Perm the next day too?
Yep.
I think they
last year we went there and Perm went there in a back-to-back scenario, and now they come back in the same time frame.
So they're coming over here, and they'll take you guys on and then buzz over to Perham.
Yep.
All right. Coach, you got anything else?
Nope. The boys are working hard. We just got to get a few more wins in the win column.
So far, knock on wood, you're healthy?
We're healthy.
Feeling
Let's stay that way. They're good.
All right. Coach, you got anything for Coach Jordan here?
I like the good plus-minus.
Do you?
Yeah, I think I do.
I don't hear you talk about the plus-minus.
Well, I mean, I just did. I made a comment about it for Abby, but
well,
I
that's
mean,
true.
It depends. I mean, sometimes
some of them are fake.
Some of them are just a little bit whatever. But if a kid is consistently a solid plus-minus, it just means that they probably need a little more time on the floor because they're doing some good things when they're out there. So, I mean,
and that's exactly what you basically said. Yeah. All right, Jordan. Good luck on Friday night.
Thank you.
I'll see you briefly on Friday night, but good luck to you and the boys on Friday night against ESCO.
Thank
6
you.
p.m. start over at Cowboy Gymnasium. All right, Brian and I will be back here. We'll wrap this up, and again, we'll say thanks to Jordan Christensen, head coach of the Cowboys basketball squad. We'll be right back.
Did you know that we serve nearly 1,500 square miles across North Dakota and Minnesota? Or that we've been around for over 60 years? How about that we've got 3,000 miles of fiber optics powering one of the best networks in the region? The best part? We're a cooperative. That means we're continually reinvesting in our communities to make them better than ever. We are Red River Communications. We've been recognized as a leader for helping our communities be great places to live and work. To find out how we're helping connect our communities, visit redrivercom.com.
Your business depends on technology. Digital Guru provides professional IT solutions you can trust to keep it moving forward. From redesigning existing systems to brand new builds, we offer your business managed IT services, including backups, cybersecurity, cloud services, remote desk support, and more. And don't forget, we also provide audio, video, security camera, and door access control installation. Focus on what you do best and leave the technology to the professionals. Contact Digital Guru today.
Every business begins with an idea. With dedication, hard work, and high-speed broadband, that idea can grow into something giant. The member organizations that form BAND are proud to support North Dakota businesses every step of the way, from the soil to the stadium. The Broadband Association of North Dakota, helping North Dakotans grow bright ideas into big business.
All right, welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show here on Three Borders Sports Network, powered by Red River Communications and cable channel 125. That's our channel, channel 125 if you got Red River Communications. And thanks, everybody, for tuning in on that. Also on January, just to let you know here, we're powered by the City Brew. And on January 12th, it's a Thursday night, there's live music with Zach Thomas. On the 17th of January, it's a Tuesday night. Did I say that right?
I think so.
I think so. Trivia is starting back here at the City Brew with general knowledge is going to be the topic on the 17th. Like Jordan said, it's just kind of fun to play trivia. You might not do very good at it, but it's fun to play. But there's one, I saw it out in the hallway there. There's one that's coming up. It's called Classic Commercial.
I think I might do well at
we
that
could
one.
do well at it.
I
Maybe
think
we
so.
should go to that one if you're not.
Team up. Let's do it.
We could do that. I just had a birthday, so I'm getting old and I'm gray. So
As long as it's not what night of the week is that?
Tuesdays.
Can't do it.
No, that's right. I'm probably busy too.
I'm busy.
Hannah, you got to change those trivia nights for us. All right, and then February 14th on Valentine's Day, there's a Dueling Pianos show, and tickets are available on their Facebook page for the City Brew, and dinner is included in that. So
I would like to go to that. I'm not going to be able to, though.
No. I've got a game that night, too.
Yeah, I got a game.
And Purse Bingo, you're going to do that?
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
I might have to
You
make
might
up
be
for
busy that night,
missing
too.
Valentine's Day. I'm going to need a gift.
That's on the 28th of January. We got a boys basketball game. Ada Borup is at Breckenridge that day.
I might have to take that one off.
So we'll let Raleigh do it all.
Right.
All right, B-Dub, you got anything else here? We're going to wrap it up. We got a busy schedule here again tomorrow night. You and I are going to be over at Cowgirl Gymnasium, and they'll take on Wheaton Herman Norcross on tomorrow night. Scheduled start time at 7:30. We'll be on with a pregame around 7:15.
That should be a good game.
I think so. It'll be fun. Cowgirls coming in at 8-0, so that'll be fun to watch. There was another game scheduled with the Frazee game. Breckenridge Cowgirls were scheduled to play Frazee. That has been moved to February 6th. Friday, January 6th, which is, we just talked to Jordan Christensen. They're going to be the Cowboys are taking on Esco. And then Friday night, the Lady Huskies are going to be hosting Shanley. And I'll have that one over.
That's a makeup
Wahpeton.
game, too. That's a reschedule.
Gosh.
Yep.
Yeah, from December 13th. So, yeah, you had a Friday off.
I did have a Friday off,
point.
and as the weather goes, you know.
I've got a lot of them down here that they're just a mess here where it's going. But hopefully we've got it correct. Our schedule is correct on the website.
It's nice to be able to make that game up and not have a back-to-back. We do have one makeup game that's going to end up a back-to-back.
Yeah, that's actually before
we play
game.
North on the 20th, and then we'll turn around and play Breck. So it's nice to get them rescheduled, but if you can avoid the back-to-backs, that would be nice.
Yeah, less than 24 hours there, you're going to be playing a back-to-back game.
Yeah.
On the 20th and 21st. All right, I think that's going to wrap it up, Brian. We spent some money and got some lights up here, so that worked out pretty good.
Yeah, I like them. I wasn't sure when I ordered them, but I like them.
Yeah,
so it helps. So we got some other things coming too. So we'll
don't forget Jeff Ralph wants you to put an elevator in over there.
That we're gonna have to talk to Hannah about, but
okay.
I don't know
Hannah,
if it's gonna happen.
get on that one. All right, for my partner Brian Watson, I'm Joe Schreiner. We'll see you tomorrow night from Breckenridge Gymnasium, where the Cowgirls are going to be taking on Wheaton Herman Norcross. For Brian Watson, I'm Joe Schreiner. Good night, everybody.